What is going on YouTube? It is FlopFish here, and welcome to another edition of Hut Team Build Tuesdays. Today we are going over a team I built for under 7K, which is really good. It took about 3 or so hours max to build this team, and again, actually it's probably under. It's probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But I just got the right auctions at the right time, the right buy nows and everything fell into place. So I have a team that's under 7K, 7K or under, I guess. I'd call it 7K. I did get some players for cheap, but more or less works out to about 7K, 6.8, somewhere's in that range. But yeah, so the goal with this team was to build the cheapest possible team I could build with the highest possible chemistry I could build without using a single change team card and using the original team on the players, which is what I've done here, and it's actually a pretty decent team. I've played with it. I've done well with it. I've won 2 games with it, and I haven't lost with it yet. So, really enjoying the way it plays. And again, it's just a little fun build. Something that, hey, if you're just got some spare pucks around and want to change your team up for a couple games or so, go ahead and do this, because you're going to be able to quick sell it for close to, or at least get your pucks back, or if not even profit from it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the lines. And on the first line, we have Gagliardi, Stajan, and Stepniak. These guys are actually pretty solid. They're a very good line. Even though they may be like 81s and 82s, they're, for the most part, they have a lot of 84 stats or above. Well, especially Stepniak, he's an all 84 stat, and even Stajan, everything's above an 81, and same with Gagliardi. But it's a solid line. I like this line. It may not be like a first line, but they all play very well. And it's a line that's definitely usable, and one that you can do well with. On the defense side of things, we have Weber and McBain, and no, that ain't Shea, because he'd be, like way too much for this unless you got a ridiculous steal, but the bot would probably get it before that. But again, same thing with these guys. Weber plays a little bit slower, but he hits really good, and he actually has a decent shot despite it only being a 76. McBain actually skates decently. He skates about an average speed to above average. Once you get him fully going, you can deke your way through players. His hands are actually fairly decent, and again, I find his shot actually a little bit worse than, like, his stat on his card is worse than what it actually is. I find he has actually a pretty good shot to use on the point. So really like the way these guys play together. And in net, we have Justin Peters, because he is one of my favorite goalies in Hut, and I, again, just can't have a team without him right now. On the second line, we have Andre Palat, Nate Thompson, and Richard Panik. Now, this line, I think it's the lowest overalls out of any line, but it plays so well. I don't know what it is, but these young guys, Palat and Panik, just get the job done game in and game out. And Thompson actually seems to be holding his own in the face-off dot. Again, face-off, while players have face-off stats and stuff, there's some that seem to just play a little bit better, and Thompson seems to be one of those. I'm normally not great with lefty defensemen, or not lefty defensemen, lefty face-off men, but he seems to be getting the job done for me, so I'm liking this line. Again, it's got some speed to it, and Panik and Palat both have good shots. Although I will say Palat does like to find the post a little bit. I've hit quite a few posts with him, just with both his regular version and his team of the week, but nonetheless, he gets a lot of chances and he'll finish on them. And Panik, again, he's actually got a pretty good shot, and he seems to be pretty fast with all these guys combined. So onto the defense pairing, we have Marc-Andre Bergeron and Mike Komisarek. Again, both these guys, they're your average kind of defenseman in the game. They're solid, they're not great, but they're just all around good defensemen. Komisarek can lay the hammer down a few times if you need that shutdown defenseman type of player. He is definitely your guy. He's definitely got the height for it. And again, Bergeron's actually pretty speedy, as you can see by his height. It's definitely smaller. He's only 5'10". So again, very solid defense pairing. And again, you get the chemistry boost here with having Peters in net. So that was one of the goals behind that. And then this line is probably one of the most interesting lines for me. It's got 2 of my favorite players in Wolski and Perreault, and also probably my least favorite on this team in Beagle. However, Beagle, although he's my least favorite, it's not like to the point where I want to get rid of him. He's fine there, and I feel like the chemistry boost gained from him will definitely drop off Wolski and Perreault. Whether it's just that he doesn't play as good as these guys, or he helps these guys play as good as what they are. No clue what it is, but they seem to be playing pretty solid. These guys are both good on the power play. Actually, Beagle is decent on the penalty kill if you really need to. Again, we'll go over shot and height. Again, Volsky and Beagle are a little bit taller, so they're definitely good players to have out there on a PK because, again, height kind of helps a little bit. And on the defensive end, we've got Schlemko and Stone, and these guys play nearly identical. And you can tell on their cards that they're pretty much identical. I would say Stone is slightly better than Schlemko. He's a little bit faster, a little bit better of a shot, and a little bit harder checker. Again, the height kind of supports the checking and the shot a little bit. And again, the hands, although it's +1, it feels like it's a little bit more. I feel like Stone's like +3, +4 from Schlemko, but again, they play very good. I would honestly say that this would challenge for my best defensive pairing. Overall wise, it's definitely the best, but it's just the order I put them in, and I tend to rotate my lines fairly often. Let's go on to the fourth line here, where we have Abelkader, Emerton, and Cleary. Now, this line's a little bit unique. It doesn't get a lot of ice time because Emerton isn't exactly great on face-off draws. However, when it's out there, it's normally doing well for me. Cleary plays half decent in this game. He's not my favorite again. I put him slightly above Beagle, but Abelkader, I really, really like the way he plays. And he's kind of the reason why I chose this line over some of the other lines, just because he plays really solid, whether it is on the power play, on the rush, or even in a cycle game. I feel like he plays really well no matter what scenario you need him to play in. So that's why this line's here. Again, it's got the chemistry to it, and it's really the point of this team. And then the backup goalie is Thomas Greiss. Again, both these guys I really enjoy in net. They're both 6'1", similar heights and weights. Well, same height, and Greiss is about 10 pounds heavier. So, yeah, again, this is a team build. It's cost me under 7K, which is ridiculous because it is pretty much as full as chemistry as you can get without spending pucks on a change team card. And, yeah. So anyways, guys, that about wraps things up for this. Next week, I will definitely be having a fairly interesting one. You guys will want to stay tuned because if you're looking to downgrade your team, I have a team that's under 20K that's actually phenomenal to play with. And yeah, so anyways, guys, as always, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys on the flop side.